Great day, kings and queens. Yeah. Welcome to another conversation with Drew, where it's such a privilege and an honor to come before you guys and share this gift with you guys, where it's truly humbling, to be able to share the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I've received from my experiences in studying and, which is causing me to become the best version of myself. And I'm just blessed and honored to be, some type of assistance, some type of help, to help you to become the best version of yourself in any type of way. It's my calling in life, to be a vessel of truth, to be a vessel of understanding, to be a vessel of love, to really be able to pour into you guys. And great morning, Queen. And so today, you too, Queen. Today, I want to talk about something, that's very important to me. That's why I hashtag this bad boy, she's your queen to be. I want to, really tap on something, for my queens today. My kings on here, y'all can listen to this too. Y'all need this work. But I really wanted to touch on this. Through my experience, I was raised by a queen. And so, I have a special place in my heart for my queens, and over the years, of going through my ups and downs in my own personal life and dealing with different things, I've learned a lot, had some great and some bad experiences. But I wanted to talk directly to my queens today, and really pour into you guys today. Because a lot of people aren't, even with these, I always, touch on these relationship gurus out here. They're really not pouring into you. They're giving you all of this hype, you know what I mean? They're giving you all of these quotes and these memes, but they're really not pouring into you, and helping you identify truly who you are. It's more of a surface level, you know what I mean? If he ain't good, girl, leave him. If he ain't doing this, a real man to do all this goofy stuff, and it's not really pouring into you so you can be in a better place of understanding you. And so I wanted to pour into you this morning, queens, to really help you to understand you. We go back to, to the original state, to the beginning, and it's really probably going to be more educational. We go back to the original state in the beginning, where the creation of the earth and everything was poured out into the earth. And you have to understand how important this is so you can know your role. And when God established everything, he became the source and the sustainer of everything. And that's why God is called Abba. The word Abba in Hebrew means source and sustainer. It's the word father, right? It's not a title, it's a function. When something comes from something, it source and sustains it. And that's why the creator of the universe is called Abba, father, which is source and sustainer. It's not a title, it's a function. Well, he only gave that title and function to one other species in the earth, and that is the mailman. And so when you understand that, kings and queens, you understand the importance of you. And that right there, I'm gonna delve into on another video, but I wanted to help people to understand that. And so when God created man, which is the word ish, which is the spirit, he created two types. He created a female and a male. And the male is the Abba, the source as well, because that's where the woman came from. She came from the man. And so when you understand that, then you understand that the man is a seed carrier, right? And so then you look at the power of the woman, right? And the woman is the incubator. And so without the seed, there can be nothing, but without the incubator, there can be nothing as well. And I wanted to touch on this for my queens, because when you begin to understand your role, your position, your place, everything begins to make sense. Just like my kings, when you begin to understand your role, your position, everything makes sense. But a woman is an incubator. And to give you a few examples, right? If you give a woman a seed, she'll give you a baby, right? If you give a woman some groceries, she'll breathe on it, multiply it, and then she'll give you a meal, right? If you give a woman a foundation, she'll breathe on it, multiply it, she'll give you a home. You know what I mean? When you give a woman a heartbreak, she'll breathe on it, multiply it, and give you hell. You understand what I'm saying, right? And so that is the essence of a woman. She's an incubator. The woman, that's why we call earth, that's why we call it Mother Nature, right? Because when you put the seed in it, the earth naturally breathes on it, multiply it, and it gives us forest. And so when you understand that as a queen, you begin to understand your position. You begin to understand your role, right? And so the reason why I'm touching on this, because I need you queens to understand that you are not the source and you are not the sustainer. You are the incubator. And that's why women are more sick than they've ever been in life. That's why women are more stressed out and more than they've ever been in life. That's why women are more depressed and discouraged and more distraught than they've ever been in life, because the woman is in a position that she was never designed and created to be in. Women were designed and created to be loved. So the woman now is being the source and the sustainer of homes across the country. And that's why women are more sick than they've ever been in life. See, that's why it always takes two to tango, because the mailman was created to be the source and the sustainer. The mailman is the seed bearer. The woman is the incubator. So that's why when a mailman gives a woman a seed and he injects his seed into the incubator, she breathes on it, she multiplies it, and she gives it life, and she gives you a baby. But the woman was never created to sustain and source the baby. She was never created to sustain and source the human family. The mailman was. The mailman is the foundation. So when you understand that, that's why we got all of these single parents across the globe, right? All of these single parents across the globe, all of these strong, powerful, magnificent, incredible, amazing women. But look how sick they've become. Look how broken they become. Look how distraught they become, because the woman was never created to be the source and the sustainer of the human family. She was created to be the incubator. The mailman is the foundation. The woman was created to have to nurture. The woman was created to be loved. The woman was created, she was not created to nourish the family. And so when you understand this, queens, you understand your position. You understand your role. You are the incubator. You are the one that receives the seed. And that's why if I gave a woman an idea, she'll breathe on it, multiply it, and give you a business. That is what she's created to do. But can a woman produce a business by herself? Absolutely. Can a woman hold down a household by herself? Absolutely. Can a woman even potentially run the country? You know what I mean? Absolutely. But the thing is this, she wasn't created to. The woman was created to be loved. Listen, that does not mean that you're weak. Let me tell you this, right? For all you feminists out there and all you male chauvinistics, let me tell you this, right? The woman's title was called a helpmeet, right? This is what was so powerful, because when Adam was given the position, right? He was given the position to then speak and give names to all of the animals of the earth, right? In that very second, the Creator said that there is nothing that's literally suitable for this man. There's no creature in the earth that's suitable for this man, meaning of equal value. So when male look at female, the woman is just as valuable. She's just as significant, but there are roles. That's where people get it twisted. Women have wanted to become men so bad that they're no longer in their position anymore. There has to be order, kings and queens. It has to be, right? And so when anything that's out of order is chaos. It's chaotic. So it has to be order to everything. That's why the man is supposed to submit to God and the woman is supposed to submit to man. It's because it's an order. It doesn't mean that you're weaker, right? Had to give you that. And so when the mailman was done naming all of the animals of the earth, right? That's a powerful position when you understand it, because he was given dominion over all. So when he began to name them, the Father of the universe said that there is nothing suitable for that man in the earth. And so that's when he put him to sleep, you know what I mean? Went into his chest and pulled out the woman who was suitable. She was called a helpmeet. So look, if I had a podium or a table, right? And I needed help to lift it up and to move it and to carry it, right? I'm a big dude, right? Either I'm going to ask somebody who's either just as strong or even stronger. I'm gonna say that again. If I had a podium or a table and I needed to pick it up to move it, I'm going to ask somebody who's either just as strong or even stronger. So that's what a helpmeet is. The woman is either just as strong or even stronger. So don't get it twisted, right? The woman was created to be that way, but the woman was created to be the incubator, not the source and not the sustainer of anything. That's why it's always powerful when you have a king in the house and a queen in the house, because together they can do things that one individual can't do without the other. Why? Because the male is the seed bearer, the woman is the incubator. That's the role of a woman. That's the position of a woman if the word role offends you. That's the position of her. So what I'm saying to you, Queen, is that you have to be careful what you are allowing into your womb. I'm talking about gossip. I'm talking about negativity. I'm talking about this drama. I'm talking about lies and wrong information. You have to be careful what you're allowing into your womb because you are an incubator. That means that whatever you allow into your womb, naturally, organically, intrinsically, you will breathe on it, you will multiply it, and you will make it more. Period, point blank. That's why you can put one seed into Mother Nature, into the earth, and Mother Nature will breathe on it, multiply it, and out of that one seed will create a forest. That is the way that you were created to function. No other way, Queen. That's the way that you were created to function. So when you understand that, that's why it's important on who you allow in your life as the male. Because if that man gives you love, you will breathe on it, you will multiply it by nature and give him forever. Because that's the way you were created to function. But you weren't created to source and sustain anything by yourself. Period. Across the board. That's why you have so many female CFOs and VPs and presidents. Why? Because that is the role of a woman. She was blessed and gifted to be an incubator, that whatever seed she receives in her womb, she will breathe on it, she will multiply it, and she will give it life. And once she give it back, it's always going to be better. But on the contrary, if you give a woman destructive seeds, if you give that woman destructive emotions and experiences, she will take that in her womb, she will breathe on it, she will multiply it, and she will give you back hell. It's that simple. But that's why it's your role as a queen to be very cognizant and very conscious on who you're dealing with, on who it is that you are allowing into your environment. Because as the incubator, naturally and organically, you will always receive it into your womb, breathe on it, multiply it, and give it back, and whatever that is. Again, that's why I said earlier, if you give a woman a word, she will breathe on it, she will multiply it, and she will give you a paragraph. If you give a woman, if you give her some groceries, she will breathe on it, she will multiply it, and she will give you a meal. If you give a woman a foundation, she will breathe on it, she will multiply it, and she will give you back a home. That is the functioning of a queen. That is the functioning of a queen. It is natural. You can't get around it. You can't escape it. But queen, you have to also know that you were not created to have to source and sustain anything. Are you capable of sourcing and of sustaining things? Yes, but that is not your role. So again, in the times, right, kings and queens, in the times where the man was off at war, and the woman came up with that idea to have the picture where she holding up her gun, talking about we can do it, that destroyed the idea of the family. It destroyed the idea of our natural roles. It destroyed it. Why? Because the woman wasn't created to source and sustain the family by herself. So now you look at the country where you see divorce rates so high. You see so many single parent homes. You see so many broken families. But on the contrary of these women getting in better positions, getting better jobs, getting better exposure, what's happening? They're getting sicker. They're dying more. They're more broken. They're more distraught. So what you wanted and thought that was right, and what you wanted and thought that you needed, it's actually killing you. Because again, you're the incubator. You are supposed to receive something, breathe on it, multiply it, and give it back. See, what we're doing now is we're trying to take it as queens, breathe on it, multiply it, and keep it. It's all out of order. It's all out of order. That does not work. It takes two to tangle all the time. And you have to have a seed giver, and you have to have an incubator. Without the seed giver, the woman is trying to produce her own seed, and she can't. She can, don't get me wrong, she can, but it will kill you. It will kill you. Go do the facts yourself right now. Look up the statistics. Look up the numbers of where we were as women in health in the 60s and 70s. And now look where we are in 2016. Y'all are dying because y'all are trying to source and sustain. God never called himself mother. God never called himself mother. He only was known and he was only known as father. Father in Hebrew is the word Abba, A-B-B-A, or A-B-A in some translations or some teachings. And that is not a title, it is a function. That means to source and sustain. Everything came from the Father, so that is why he's called Abba, source and sustainer. Female didn't come from the earth. God only created one human being from the earth, and that was the male man. Why? Because he is the foundation. He was created and wired to do things that the queen can't or is not supposed to do. So then where did the female come from? The female did not come from the earth. The female came out of the man. Therefore, he is Abba, source and sustainer. The male man is the only creature that God gave his function or his title to. Father, not a woman. So while you're trying to play father, you're dying. While you're trying to step up and be the role of father, you're dying. As you're being wrongfully conditioned to believe that I can be the father and the mother, you're dying. Because you were created to love and be loved. You were created to nurture. You weren't created to source and sustain, queen. You weren't. You are an incubator. That's your position. That's your role. And you can't fail at doing it when you recognize that. When you accept that. Stop trying to be the man. You can't. You can physically, but you can't spiritually. You can't, because you were not created to. You were created to be the incubator. Accept your position. And pray for a king who understands that he is a progenitor. He's the seed bearer. So the ideas that he give you, you will breathe on, multiply it, give it back, and give it life. Because that is your position. That is your role, queens. I'm giving you this education so that you can quit being sick. I'm giving you this education so you can be well. Because the information that you have and that you've been given is killing you. That's why you can't go to the gym and work on your health. Because you don't have the time, because you're trying to source and sustain it. So when you want to pour into yourself, you can't. You can't. Because you're having to hold down the whole entire family by yourself, but you weren't created to be the foundation. Check this out, right? Anything that's ever constructed always starts with the foundation. It always starts with the foundation, right? Always, always. Any building, any house, anything constructed, it always starts with the foundation, right? But if we go to Parade of Homes or we go look at something, you know what I mean, that's beautiful, whether that's a new monumental building or a new amazing mansion, right? We get to taking pictures and admiring the walls and the brick. You know what I mean? We get to taking pictures and admiring the roofing and the cutting, right? But we never take pictures of the foundation. Because you can't see it. See, we think as kings, right? We think as kings that we're the head of the home. We think that we're the roof. We're protecting our family. That's a bold-faced lie. Bold-faced lie. We are not the roof. We are the foot. We are the foundation kings. We're not supposed to be seen. They're supposed to admire the walls and the windows and the roof. They're supposed to admire our wives and our children and our family. We're not supposed to be seen. We're supposed to hold up the house. We're supposed to hold up the home, right? But check this out. You can go to any city right now and ask them if the wall is damaged, if the windows are broken, if the roof is tore off. They will not condemn that home. But if they find a single crack in the foundation, they will condemn that home and say that it is no longer fit to stand, and they will tear it down. So when you go throughout the communities and you see kings and queens that there is no fathers in the home, it is strategically being done because they are finding cracks in the human family, and the crack was the male man. We have so many broken homes, so many strong women, but why are our kids going to prison at an all-time high? Why are our kids dying from overdose at an all-time high? Because the foundation is not there, and the woman was never created to have to source and sustain it by herself. They were never created to. They were never created to. The mailman is the foundation. That's why the mailman was laid down on his back. He was laid down and the woman came out of the top of him because he is the foundation, not the queen. She is to be loved. She is the nurturer. She is not the progenitor, kings. That's what you have to understand, queens, that you weren't created to be in that position and created to be in that role. Stop talking about this independent nonsense that y'all talking about, because as independent you are dying. You have so many ailments that you've never had before. Heart disease, diabetes, back pains, all of these different ailments, depression, all of these different ailments that you've never experienced. Why? Because you are trying to source and sustain, and you are out of position. You are an incubator. People are supposed to pour seed into you. And that seed you are supposed to breathe on. You are supposed to multiply it. You're supposed to give it life, and you're supposed to give it back. You are not supposed to keep it. You are not supposed to be the foundation. You are the most beautiful wall. You are the most beautiful window. You are the most beautiful roof. Accept that. Stop trying to be the foundation you weren't wired to. That's why it's crushing you. That's why it's crushing you. It was sickening to see all of these women, you know what I mean, voting for Hillary based off the fact that she was a woman. Y'all weren't doing it because of the history of her policies and her politics. Y'all weren't doing it because she could be the greatest person in there. Y'all weren't doing it for that. Y'all were doing it because she was a woman, and y'all wanted the woman to be at the top, and y'all were pumping y'all's fist. And at the end of the day, y'all were trying to put a woman in a position that she may not have been created to be in. Can a woman be president? Yeah, we get it, y'all. Y'all playing basketball. You know what I mean? Y'all got football going on. You know what I mean? Y'all CEOs. Y'all can do anything. I'm not discrediting your ability and your creativity. I'm not. You are a queen. You are a queen. I love you for that. But I also know that there's an order to things. You never see the engine on top of the car. You never see the wheels where the doors are. You never see the steering wheel where the wheels are. Everything has a natural order for things to function properly, queens. That's what I want you to understand. That's what I want you to appreciate. Allow the king to be the king, and accept the fact that there are still kings out there who are desiring to be a king. You know what's so crazy that I've noticed recently? I done seen so many men talking about being in relationships than I've ever have. I've seen so many men talking about being hurt from relationships than I've ever have. I've seen so many men distraught because they can't find a good woman no more, because the women are talking like the men. The women are talking about getting butt and getting some cheeks and playing that dude. The women are talking about, I just want something from him and then I'm leaving him. The women have reversed the roles. Woo! And y'all dying from it. While y'all thinking y'all popping and y'all thinking y'all coming up, I can play him like he played me. I can just get some butts from him and keep it pushing. I can go in and check his pockets and get this from him and keep it pushing. You ain't no pimp. That's not the way you were designed to be, queen. You were designed to be an incubator. So regardless of how much you're trying not to be that, that is who you are innately. That is who you are intrinsically. That is who you are by nature. So while you think that you could just get in and get out like a dude, I can play the game just like he played the game. You weren't created to. Watch yourself. You're dying. You're dying, queen, because you were created to be an incubator. You were created to receive the seed, multiply it, give it life, and give it back. That's the most significant role. Why? Because without the incubator, the seed has nothing to pour into. We need you. We need you. We need you to be who you were created to be. We need you. We need you to be who you were created to be. Go back into the order of being the incubator. Your king is waiting for you. I promise you. Your king is being designed for you right now. I promise you. Your king is being matured for you. I promise you. But you have to go back and work on your role as an incubator. Get rid of all of those negative people because they're pouring into your womb. Get rid of all of those negative TV programs because they're pouring into your womb. Get rid of all of that music they're pouring into your womb. Why the heck is it that we don't have any real R&B music no more? Everybody wants to hit it, quit it, stun out on her, you know what I mean? Replace her, all of this goofy stuff, man. Come on, man. That's not us. It's not us. That's not us. So I don't even hear women riding around no more listening to R&B. They listen to turn up music. They listening to all of this, man, this crap about them being bees and hoes and all of that, man. It's crazy. But Queen, I promise you, there's kings on the rise right now who are ready to be progenitors. There's kings on the rise right now that are ready to give you seeds of life. There are kings on the rise right now who is desiring his incubator. So I pray that you get back into order. I pray that you get back into position as an incubator. You were designed to receive the seed, multiply it, breathe on it, and give it life. You were designed to do that. You weren't designed to sustain or have to source anything, and that's why you're dying right now. You're dying. I'm watching it. You're dying. You're dying. Yes, you're making more money. Yes, you're in higher positions. Yes, you're making more noise. And you got these feminist groups walking around talking about we don't need men. Yes, I see you, but you're dying. Because who's going to give you seed? Who's going to give you seed? Another woman can't give you seed. I'm gonna get this work this morning, man. I'm telling you, listen, I didn't even want to listen. I was trying to stray away from this message. You understand me? Before I got on here, I was trying to stray away from this message. Like, God, you got to give me something else to talk about this morning, right? They ain't ready for this. But I couldn't. Want nothing else come to me. Not about purpose, not about politics, not about kingdom. Wasn't nothing else come to me but this message. So what I say to you today, queens, is that you are the incubator of life. Without you, Mother Nature, life will die. Life wouldn't exist. I don't care all of this technology with this artificial insemination mumbo jumbo, all of this crap that they got. I don't care about all of that stuff. Technology was created to help us. It wasn't created to become us. So what I'm saying to you, Queen, is that we need you back in position. We need you to be the role of the incubator. We need you to breathe on our seeds. We need you to multiply our seeds. We need you to give it life and then give it back so we can be the kings. That's what we need from you. You don't have to source and sustain anything no more. Change your prayer. Change your prayer. Change your affirmations. Change the way you look at it, because you always seen powerful kings with powerful queens. You always seen that. Go back throughout history. You've always seen that. And let me change one more thing, right? I have to change this philosophy, right? Before I get off of here. The philosophy is behind every good woman, behind every good man is a good woman, right? Just picture this in your mind right now. So you have a man in the front and then you have a woman behind, right? Because they say that he's the head, he's leading, right? Check this out, right? So when the perils of life, right? When the enemy attacks the man and knocks him back, right? Who's going to be behind him? The woman, right? Can the woman catch the man and truly hold him up? No. No. It's going to crush her, right? I'm 235 pounds, right? If my woman is $150, right? And somebody in a big old 350, 375 pound man come at me full speed and push me back and I fall back on my woman, is she going to be able to catch me? No, it's going to crush her. So when you understand the way that it was designed, he was laid down and she was brought out of him. So stand that up. Now you got the man in the back, you got the woman in the front, and you got the children in front of her, right? So when the world attacks the children, it knocks the children back into the arms of the mother. When the world attacks the mother, it knocks the mother back in the arms of the man. And when the man is attacked, when his whole family is attacked, it knocks him in the back of the arms of God. That's the order. So in front of every great king is a great woman. He's still leading. He's still protecting. He's still providing. But that's the natural order of the Creator. That's the kingdom order. That bull crap about behind every good man or beside every good man, let that philosophy go. In front of every great king is a great queen and a great family. Marinate on that. God bless you guys. I thank you guys for tuning in. I pray you have a fantastic Friday, have an even more amazing weekend. But remember, it's not a look, it's a lifestyle, because we do this every day, not to impress people, but to leave an impression on the earth. If you want to donate, man, again, we're taking donations. Y'all know, man, this is going beyond Facebook Live. We're building something monumental behind the scenes. We want everybody to be a part. If if it's on your heart to donate, hit me up at Andrew D. Clayborn, at CLAYBORN@gmail.com. Or hit me up in my inbox, y'all. Y'all can inbox me for the instructions, and I'll tell you how y'all can donate. I love you guys. Be blessed. Have a fantastic Friday. Peace.